Hello, hello. It's Kat and Romeo here.
How are you guys?
And we're coming to you from Costa Rica. Welcome to the Pura Vida Project Leadership Tribe Hangout. We're doing it at a bit of a different time today, but normally we have them at Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, so always make sure to tune in. We have short and sweet training for you on these Hangouts about, internet marketing, online marketing, entrepreneurship, all these crazy awesome topics. And as you can probably see, today's topic is about email marketing. So, we actually get a lot of questions about this, and we've built quite a responsive email list. And there's a few things that we wanted to share with you today that that we have done and implemented in our marketing that really shifted and transformed everything for us from the email marketing standpoint. So we're kind of going to share with you these three kind of simple steps, or maybe call them keystones or principles.
Keystones? Stepping stones?
No, not stepping. Like a key principle.
Key points.
Key points.
There you go.
Yeah, that we use in our marketing. So I'm just going to dive right in. I'm actually going to share our screen. We may have members of our tribe coming on, so that may happen. It's kind of like, this is not scripted. This is live training. So you may be watching a recording, but when it was recorded, it was live. If that makes sense. So let me just get into our desktop here, and it's like super windy, so don't mind the wind. And if you hear any cats, that's our cats. Don't mind that either.
Or if you hear any horses, there's horses just right outside.
Yeah.
Eating our grass.
So okay, so as we were saying, this is how to build a responsive email list in 3 simple steps. So what is that? I think I already said I said keystone. Okay, what is a cornerstone?
Cornerstone. That's so much better.
That's what I meant. But what is the basis of building a responsive email list? Wow, this is a really crappy looking slide.
No, it's perfect.
But it's simple and to the point.
Goodwill. Right.
Goodwill, right. And I actually grabbed this definition of goodwill off, I think, Merriam Dictionary online. The amount
I can see you copied and pasted.
Yeah, I did. The amount of value that a company's good reputation adds to its overall value. So, goodwill is kind of like this, the definition of it is that, it's something that is like a friendly kind of relationship between people based on value, right? So from a business company standpoint, it's about, it's about value, right? A lot of people throw around that word value, and we are actually going to talk a little bit about today what that means to us. People use that word, I think, very, they apply it to a lot of things.
And it almost loses meaning sometimes,
Yeah, exactly. Like for us, when we got started, people kept telling us this, give value, but we're kind of confused as to what that means, right? And you kind of, I hope this training can kind of help you to find the value that you can provide and have the confidence to know that you are providing your audience with value, right?
And at the same time, profit from it as well.
Exactly.
Right? Because that is the whole point of it, right? Well, not just the point, but it's helping people and helping them with whatever it is that they need help with.
Exactly. So, because you build profit from someone buying your item, right? Your product or service, because they have a need for it, right? And, we're going to get a little bit into this later, but when whatever business you're in, I hope that you actually believe in your product, you believe in your service.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you're in affiliate marketing, network marketing, internet marketing, whatever it is that you're selling online, this applies to you.
Yeah. And, that belief in it, that's where the integrity comes from, that you actually believe that you're providing your client with value. So even if it's a product you created, if it's a service you provide, or as Romeo mentioned, it's an affiliate product, right? I hope that you believe in it. And when you do believe in it, it does make a difference, right? And it does come through in your marketing, because when you believe in it, you can share it knowing that it will bring value to a person's life, right? Ultimately, the product or service that you do provide is to provide a solution for that person, to your target audience, right? And, this is kind of going into the next step, but providing upfront value. What is upfront value? It's kind of like the content that you lead with, right? So, we have a blog, we have all of these different platforms that we use from social media to provide this kind of value, right?
This is, of course, in the internet marketing online world, right? Where you provide value up front, like having, like what she was saying, having like a blog post or even a PDF. Like I can see something here about a PDF and how to actually make one, making a free offer, right? Or like having like a video that teaches someone that they can apply to their life, right?
Exactly. So realize that the content that you share, whether it's in video format or a blog post or a Facebook fan page post or a tweet or an Instagram photo, all of these things do start to build that relationship with your audience because it provides them with something. And don't also, sometimes people think that sharing inspiring things isn't value, but it is. Because really, the way that I see it is, when you can shift someone's perspective in something and have them have a moment where they feel different, they feel better, right? Whether it's because they learned something from you, whether it's that, maybe you provided them with some key perspective shift in their own business that helped them, do something, whether it's you sharing your own story and sharing, a struggle you went through and how you overcame it and it's helped them in their struggle, or whether, you're sharing inspiring photos from your life or inspiring quotes or anything like that. Anything like that can lead to a shift in a person, right? I mean, it's really the emotion that you kind of bring out in a person. And our goal is to bring out the good emotions, to bring out, to help people feel better, right? To help people get towards that better life that they want, right? That's ultimately what our goal is, to improve their life somehow.
And we usually do that through stories, right? Through telling our story. And so, because it's one way that people can actually relate to you a lot faster and a lot better is through telling them stories, right? Stories about you from your previous life, or like from basically from your daily life, right? From anything. And that's how people actually start seeing themselves and putting themselves in your position, right? And as you talk, as you actually relay your message, right, that's when they actually start relating more.
Right. And this actually reminds me of an example of this, like a direct example. I follow a lot of photographers, right? I follow a lot of photography fan pages, for example, because I love photography. I think, some people just create such beautiful photos that, you get so much from, right? And funny enough, just exactly like based off what Romeo just said, there is one photographer in specifically that I really, really like. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, why? Why is it that I just, for some reason, when I see that person's photographs in my newsfeed, I stop and I make sure that I read what he wrote and I look at the picture, and it's like I actually look forward to it. Whereas some other photos, they may be beautiful, but for some reason they don't catch my eye in the same way. And I realize it's because this photographer is very good at storytelling. Every photo he has a story in it, and he also shares parts of the story behind the photo in the caption. Like he'll write a story about it, and for some reason it just pulls me into this world where it's just, it's kind of like I'm feeling parts of the photo that I wouldn't normally feel if I didn't know the story. And other photographers which have incredible photos, they just, say, maybe where it was shot or something like that. But there's nothing behind it. There's no story. There's no feeling, really. It's just the photo itself. And yes, a photo is beautiful, but when you can add something to it, that to me is valuable. So really, I look forward to his photography because it gives my life value. It makes me feel a certain way. It makes me, feel inspired, or it makes me feel, think about something differently or have a perspective shift. And that is value, right? Because most people think of value as just strategies, as just the how-tos, but all of it is considered and in that, that umbrella of value. So, as you can see on the page here, one example of how you can provide value once, you have content going up, and let's say you have blog posts and videos and like social media posts, right? Well, are you gonna, one next step to take is that in order for someone to take the time to actually subscribe to your email newsletter, if you can provide them something that is valuable for them to take the time to put that email address into that capture page, that is amazing, right? That is gold, because they're giving you something. They're giving you their time and typing, their personal email address, and they're giving that to you. And it's kind of like this, sacred space. It's like people want to get value in their email inbox. So one thing you can do is you can offer your list of subscribers a free training or something, right? And one example, one very simple way to do this, because sometimes people overcomplicate this, is you can take even one of your older blog posts. Let's say there's a blog post that, you know, just received so much good feedback and you know that it was very valuable to the audience, right? But sometimes, you know, a blog post can get kind of buried, or maybe, you know that it just has so much in it. Well, you can take that blog post, you can turn it into a free PDF download, like as a gift for your list. And the easiest thing you can do is you can go to printfriendly.com. You can grab the URL of your blog, put it into printfriendly.com, and it literally converts it into a PDF. And bam, now you have something to provide for your email subscribers, right? And you can add to it. You can, you can do a recording. You can do like a SoundCloud. You can do any of these things. These are all examples. You can shoot a video, like a private video for your list. These are all examples of how you can provide that value and have a person come in. And, the way a person comes into your list is very important, because the kind of like the feeling and like their approach to it, right? When they come into your list and they want to open your email, right? Because they know that you're going to give them value because you've already provided them with, value with your content, then they're going to look forward to your email. And this is a very, very important point. So I urge you to kind of really think about this. The way a person comes into your list is how they're going to act in your list. So if they want to open your email, they're going to want to know, to open emails from you. They're going to look for your email in their inbox, versus someone that just kind of, does it, sort of forgets about it, doesn't even really see the value in it. And, maybe they're pitched or spammed right away, and they just kind of put it in just kind of, just to see what's up. But they have absolutely no interest about receiving notifications from you, emails from you, anything like that. And that's a very distinct shift that happened in our business, where we kind of realized that. And so we started providing our list with a ton of value, and everything just shifted. So moving on, the second part of this, the second kind of step to this is that you want to ask your list questions, and you want to pay attention. Don't just ask for asking's sake. Feedback, Romeo and I talk about this all the time. Feedback is like gold. When someone sits down and responds to your email, and they give you their time and their thoughts and their questions and their feedback and their comments, that is gold, because a relationship is being built, right? And you need to pay attention, right? So ask questions. Ask your list to respond to you. Ask, what is it that they want? What are their dreams? What is the solution they're looking for? What is their problem? How can you help them? And they will tell you. This is like the easiest way to figure out how best to, kind of position your solution to them, how best you can help them, right? What kind of content you can produce for them that will help them. Because they will tell you.
Yeah, because the only way you'll actually know what they need is if you ask them, right? So it just makes sense for you to just actually make it easier for them to tell you what their problems are, right? And then once you have pretty much the feedback from a lot of people, you can pretty much know what you need to do next, right? You need to, like, you'll know what you're gonna provide them. You'll know how to talk to them, right? And that's basically what we've been doing for the past 2-3 years.
Yeah. It pretty much gives you kind of like your next step.
Yeah, because another thing is, being as entrepreneurs, one thing, well, this is a shift for us as well. One thing that you need to understand being an entrepreneur is that you're here to answer problems, right? You're here to solve problems. That's it, right? And once you do that perfectly, and once you can do that every single day, you'll never have to worry about anything, right? You'll never have, because it's like your interactions, the way you talk, it's almost like you become this experienced person where you just know what to say, right? But this all starts with asking and paying attention, right? Because you need to pay attention to your customers, or your future clients, your future, customers. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. And so, I mean, this is key. It's not just about asking, it's about paying attention. So I think that we made that pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, I missed a few. It's funny because, as you know, Ken and I moved here in Playa Viana just a little over a month, right?
Yeah.
And back in the old place that we were renting, it was it's funny because I missed some emails because we didn't have internet there, right? So I saw a few and I felt really bad because I missed some emails from people, right? So I was like, that's how important it is, right? To pay attention to your future clients, right?
Yeah. So third is, so there's this idea of, providing them with value, asking them questions, and paying attention to what they say. And this is how you build trust. This is the process of building trust. And exactly what Romeo just said, it's a matter of responding, right? You have to respond to your audience. And the only way you can do that is by first, paying attention to what they're really saying, to listening to them, and being able to respond and know what to provide them with next, know what to provide them through content, right? And that's how trust is established. And really, that's like the basis of this, right? By doing that, by providing them value and building a relationship, people will now follow you. People will follow your advice and the solutions you present them, right? They always say people join people, right? Not businesses. People join, a vision. People join people that they know, like, and trust. We hear that all the time, and it's true, right? And
especially in the online space.
Exactly.
Because it's like, it's a little bit different when you're offline, right? When you meet somebody in person, it's a little bit different than when you meet somebody online, right? So it's because it's like the global, internet, well, the internet, not the global, well, the global marketplace, that's what I mean, right? It's huge, right? So, this applies more to this, right? Like the knowing, liking, and trusting people.
Right. So, make sure that you always respond, right? And put thought into it. And actually, this isn't just about kind of like, some people, the numbers are very important, obviously, but don't ever forget that those are people, right? People get really caught up in clicks and opens and
like metrics and stuff like that,
and it's important, right? Of course it's important, but also realize that those are people on the other side, right?
And what's more important is building this trust, right? Building a relationship with this, with the people in your list, right?
Yeah, so like to give you an example, we built a list of, it was about 3,000 people, and we rarely got anyone responding to us, right? Like rarely, like they would just respond one word or one sentence once in a while, and it was very unresponsive. And so we're like, what are we doing wrong here? What can we change, right?
And I think it was 2013 or 14, I don't remember.
Yeah, and then what we did was we decided to build a new list. We followed these principles, which we sort of figured out along the way, right? And we created a new list, and it's maybe, like 600 subscribers, right? It's still like, it's growing, and it's just monumentally different, right? Like we get emails where people write us paragraphs and paragraphs about them, about their dreams, about what they want to accomplish, about, what they want to do, how we can help them, what they're looking for, the problems they have, the solutions they need, all of these things. And it just drastically changed our everything, like everything we did in business, because now we knew what everyone wanted. Now we knew, like, we got to know our audience.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is we asked these questions right in our first email, right? Like we've been doing this for a while, right? And that's why we know kind of like how this kind of plays out, right? So we asked questions in the first email, right? Like we just sent them an email, and then the previous thing that they saw before that was a few videos from us, right? Yeah. Videos from us, or like a blog post, right? And then when we ask them questions, it's like they almost know us right away, right? And that's pretty interesting to me, right? That's pretty fascinating, actually.
Right, and it's just when you have someone respond to you, this is also when they're going to look for your email response back, yeah. Right? It's like totally. These little things. It's like such a shift, but now they're going to look for your email. And when you put the time in responding and really putting your time in and understanding that it's people on the other side, when we really understood that, it's like everything just shifted. Like, our income just like tripled. Our, everything, like the people we were, working with and people that were on our list were people that we had always wanted to kind of be interacting with. It's very different from the people that were in the first list where, we used to just pitch people and just send them links and stuff, and there just wasn't value provided. And it was a very different kind of feel, like people would just, it's like they weren't even real. It was just some numbers about open rates and stuff like that, right? But when we started to get responses, it's like it just drastically shifted our perspective, where we're like, wow, like these people are really telling us about them, and this is gold for business, because now you know what to do. Now you know what kind of content to provide. Now you know how to speak to people. You know what they're looking for. You know how to kind of speak to their emotions, right? And you can help them more, right? I mean, that is what this is about. It's like what Romeo said. It's about providing solutions and solving problems. And if you don't know enough about that, then you don't really know what problems to solve, right? Like, you may have an idea of it, but when you can hear back consistently the same thing over and over, then you really start to see different trends, and you really start to know what to do in your own marketing to be able to it's kind of like you're that bridge, right? Like you kind of know now what to do with that bridge, how to bridge it to them where you can actually help, because you know what you're talking about, right? So, I mean,
in terms of actually writing emails and stuff, right? That's actually not, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's more that you actually have to be very clear on your message, and you have to be very consistent with it, right? Consistent in a way where you talk about your vision, right? You talk about how you can help them, right? And give stories about you, right? About what you've gone through and how you were able to accomplish that, right? And obviously you can, this is obviously email marketing, right? So a good way to proceed with this and still profit is through sending people to blog posts, right? Where your blog posts will provide them a lot more value, right? And having a product to sell, obviously, right? And how you bridge that is by you positioning your product in a way that it builds goodwill.
Yeah. So that is our short and sweet training, kind of in a nutshell. Let me just stop this screen share here. Oh, there we are. So, you know, I mean, this was not like one of those where we go into, you know, we use Aweber, for example, and we show you, like, you know, how to compose an email.
Yeah, those
right?
3 steps, by the way, they're not like step by step, right? They're more like principles, right?
Yeah.
That's what you call them, right? Principles, yeah.
And these are the most important things, because this you can apply to all content, right?
Yeah.
And it's really about, you know, it's about being yourself as well, and kind of having that conversational tone, right? And being able to reach your audience, and everything we've talked about. It's like these were the defining moments in our business where things really changed for us. It wasn't necessarily, you know, a specific strategy or this one thing or this one tool. It was overall understanding these principles and then operating kind of from a different platform, right? Operating from a different voice where we understand our audience more. And that, I mean, that's just the most powerful thing. Yeah.
That's the basis of it all. Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this training. I would love to hear your feedback, your comments, you know, wherever you are. If you're seeing this in a blog post or on a page, leave us your comments. You know, I would love for you to hit those social share buttons. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can email us, you can message us, you can get in contact with us if you have questions. And again, you know, tune in on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about different topics, short and sweet training, you know, 30 minutes. I think we're like right on time.
Yes, we are. Oh, 28.
Yeah. So thank you again. And what we always say here in Costa Rica is Pura Vida.